Hi, I'm Dr. James Machino. I want to talk to you about oil of oregano, nature's antibiotic. Oil of oregano has been shown to kill many different types of microorganisms, from certain bacteria, viruses, fungi that even lead to yeast infections, and other, microorganisms. And so really it acts like a natural antibiotic. Now this is especially true for the type of oil of oregano known as the P73 wild oregano blend, which is the one that I recommend usually. Studies at Georgetown University Medical Center have shown that it can kill the fungus that's associated with yeast infections, which of course are very common problems, Candida albicans as an example. But other experimental studies show that oil of oregano, that form of oil of oregano, kills at least 30 different strains of harmful bacteria, as well as coronaviruses. Coronaviruses are the second leading cause of the common cold. And coronaviruses can also produce some pneumonias and other respiratory tract infections. It also kills the Helicobacter pylori bacteria, which is linked to about 90% of duodenal ulcers and about 80% of stomach ulcers. So typically if someone has ulcers, they're given antibiotics to try to kill those bacteria, but oil of oregano can also be quite helpful. So what is it that's in oil of oregano that actually kills these microorganisms? And the evidence seems to point to these volatile oils like thymol and carvacrol, which have direct killing effects on microorganisms. Now, it's important not to make this mistake. If you have an acute bacterial infection, then you're going to need standard antibiotic drugs because oil of oregano is not going to be strong enough. But the thing is, you can't just keep using antibiotics over and over again. So you have to know when things become more chronic how to start using oil of oregano to sort of knock out the remnants of these things. So in the ebook that I have, I produced an ebook that shows you the exact dosages of oregano to use to help fight some common problems. Now I use the 250 milligram capsules of the P73 wild oregano blend as part of the complementary management for a number of conditions. So for instance, I show you how you would use it to fight the common cold or certain flus. How to abort the flu before as it's starting to come on. How do you block it? Or how do you decrease the severity and or the duration, which is also very helpful. As well, I show you how to use oil of oregano for an acute bronchitis and acute sinusitis in conjunction with antibiotics, which you're going to need in those circumstances. Then in cases of more chronic bronchitis and chronic asthma, I show you how to use oil of oregano because you can't just keep using antibiotics over and over again. So this is where something like oil of oregano could be very helpful to improve these conditions or knock them out completely. The same is true for chronic mono or chronic Epstein-Barr or chronic fatigue. These are often viral-related problems, and antibiotics don't kill viruses. So oil of oregano can be very helpful in these situations, but you have to know what dosage to use and what other immune modulators to use with it. The same is true for candida and yeast infections. You have to know the exact dosage of oil of oregano to use. And also, you can use oil of oregano to help treat stomach ulcers or duodenal ulcers in conjunction with standard medical treatment to help to improve the overall outcome and decrease the likelihood of recurrence. Even in cases of acne and rosacea, oil of oregano is outstandingly good at killing the bacteria that is related to acne and also the skin mite that's associated with rosacea. So in addition to taking it orally, there's also a topical cream with oil of oregano that you should apply at night. Some final points I want you to consider. The overuse of antibiotics has caused a lot of problems in our society. We now have antibiotic-resistant bacteria. And so it's far better not to rely on antibiotics if you don't have to, so that your body can use antibiotics to kill bacteria when the need really arises. And of course, you can't just keep going on antibiotics over and over again to fight these chronic conditions. And this is where oil of oregano can be extremely helpful for chronic bronchitis, chronic sinusitis, acne, rosacea, chronic mono, all these things that can be very useful. Here's another point. If you're going to use oil of oregano for more than a week, then you should be taking probiotics with it because oil of oregano will actually kill some of the friendly bacteria in your gut that you want to preserve because It helps with a lot of different things, including immune system modulation. And for many conditions where you use oil of oregano, it's also important to use other supplements that have immune modulating effects, like some additional vitamin D, additional reishi mushroom extract, and astragalus. I also like you to use 2 teaspoons of the 14 mushroom blend that you can get from mushroomharvest.com, a great immune modulator, a high potency multivitamin, a probiotic supplement. It's important not to have alcohol if you're fighting an infection of any kind, and to get enough rest to build your immune system up. So I explain the dosages of all these things and exactly how to put the whole protocol together in my ebook. But it all starts by using the P73 wild oregano blend. So what you should do right now is download my ebook called Oil of Oregano, Nature's Antibiotic, and learn the details on, what source of oregano to use, what is the daily dosage to be used for different conditions, and what other nutrients you should be using, and what dosage of those things based on the type of condition that you have that you're trying to fight. So the ebook is available right here, so I would suggest you download it right now. Now, at machinohealth.com, you'll see my other review research papers. You'll see other videos I've created, footage from my live professional seminars, others downloads and resources I've created that are all free to help you lead a long, healthy, functional life. It's not enough just to be alive. You want to be functional. All of my teaching materials and research review articles have all the scientific references in them, so you can see you're getting strong, solid scientific evidence. So if you're looking for any health condition, you'll know it's going to be very reliable. So you really should use machinohealth.com. That website is an ongoing, reliable resource for both you and your family when you're looking for any health or wellness information. Thanks so much for watching.